Hey everybody, welcome to episode 4 of the Sound Test Podcast. I'm joined by my good friends Max, who totally didn't have any disconnection issues, and Deontay.
Oh, let's not even talking about that. Let's not even talk about that.
Bro, he came in there, he was like, "Hey, how's it going, Max?" And he was like, "We can't." I was like, "Okay, well, I guess our friend Sonic here, he'll be speaking for Max."
So, today on the Sound Test Podcast, we're going to be talking about America's. Can y'all say something?
No.
Okay, I was checking the audio. I got scared for a second. We're going to be talking about America's favorite blue character, Sonic the Hedgehog, and
That's Sonic.
all of the new announcements from Sonic Central this week, as well as just our personal feelings about the furry blue hedgehog. Sonic is always with us in our hearts and our minds, and we want to give a little dedication to him. So
The fastest thing alive.
the fastest thing alive. That's what I put on my resume. So we're going to start with just general updates. What's been up with y'all? What you've been playing? Anything of noteworthy listening to, playing? What's been up with y'all?
Screw, you want to start?
Even though I wasn't listening to much, except for I've been doing a deep listening on the Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition soundtrack, which includes both the original audio from the Wii version of the game and the remastered tracks. And they only just play the live instruments in the remastered tracks, so they sound phenomenal. And I shared with Brian and Max earlier Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna's expansion, but the battle theme for that game, or at least one of the battle themes for that game,
That chunk is jazzy.
It has no business being that good. It's very, very good. And in the same vein of RPGs, I've been playing quite a bit lately of Persona 4 Golden. And I just been keeping it up on my Steam.
I know,
and Brian, he's seeing it because I don't close it, because I just minimize it.
Every
It's
time
like
you go on Steam,
later.
it shows Deontay in Persona 4 Golden. He probably has like 3 months worth of gameplay on there by this point.
According to Steam, I've been playing it for 215. Actually, hold up. Let me be a little bit more accurate.
That's a lot of hours,
Just leave the game open. 244 hours. Like,
Close the game.
I did. It's
Man,
closed now.
golly.
And the real amount of time that I have on it is like 15 hours. So I've only literally been really playing it for 15 hours. It's just that Steam likes to record how long something has been open and not actively being played. Plus, I was just too lazy to close it because I don't feel like booting up the whole game over. It boots up
Right.
There it is, folks. And there it is, folks.
Max, what's been up with you?
Game-wise, nothing too out of the ordinary. Still on my competitive grind, playing a lot of Smash, playing a lot of Apex. Music listening-wise, sometimes I just let Spotify just play stuff, and sometimes you find gems. Lately, Spotify introduced me to a lot of Japanese rap.
Okay.
So I've been I've been listening to a lot of that recently. The thing about Japanese rap, it's very, what's the word? A lot of it sounds like freestyling, like how you would hear like freestyle rap, very, very fast, kind of aggressive. And a lot of it is very much like that, more oriented on the actual lyricism rather than like beats rather than beats and any musical background. Sometimes you'll find gems where it's very musical. I shared one to you guys in our group chat. I don't know if you guys listened to it or not, but I put that on the playlist. But yeah, just a lot of that stuff. It's actually really good. I can't understand a word they're saying, But nonetheless, it's still really good.
That sounds.
It's pleasing to the ear. It's pleasing to the ear, and plus, I'm positive they're not really talking about shit. So yeah, it's pleasant on the ear. You can still hear. There's still a very clear rhyme scheme to it, and the tracks that do have music to it are really good. So if you want to go get into that, by all means. Though I think one of the top artists I've been listening to, their group is called Rhymester, I believe. They're one of they're the ones that I mainly got into, but there's a couple other groups in there too. A lot of them actually collab too.
Noise.
Well, for me, I'm doing the research for my hip hop in 1994 video. So I've just been listening to a lot of hip hop from 1990. I mean, my bad, in 1995. So I've been listening to a lot of hip hop from 1995. Playing wise, I've been playing Knockout City. Since that was, well, it had the free 10-day thing, but it's also on with Game Pass. And I think both of y'all played a little bit of Knockout City. That junk is fun.
It's fun because it's all tied up.
It's all tied up.
It's all tied up. That thing is fun. It's unreasonably fun. It feels chaotic at times, but it's definitely a little sweet spot for like a little 3v3 game. A little distraction.
Yeah, if you have Game Pass, definitely pick it up. And the game is like what, 14 gigs. It's tiny. But it's like surprisingly well polished.
Except for the faces.
Yeah, there's you can tell it kind of have a lot of microtransaction type stuff. There's like in-game economies, and you can buy extra whatever points to buy whatever from the in-game store. But to customize your character or whatnot. But just playing it is super fun. Just jumping in is basically, think of a third-person shooter, but instead of guns, you have dodgeballs, and you have dash mechanics, and you can do fake outs. There's the actual dodgeballs themselves do different things, so it's a lot actually to it. So yeah, Knockout City is pretty fun.
And it's like $20 after the trial, so it's fairly cheap for like the base game, I guess.
Yeah,
that's what their business model is for it, thanks to EA.
It still kind of feels like it should have been free to play, but what's there is pretty fun as a multiplayer only experience.
Yeah.
At least it isn't like $40. Oh god.
Oh yeah, I know. Like Rocket Arena, which I paid for, and the population literally died in what, 2 weeks? But whatever.
Why did you pay for that?
I wanted it to be good. I was interested in it. I wanted it to be good.
I think EA wanted it to be good too.
I don't think they did, because they didn't advertise it at all. It was just like, all right, here it is.
Time for it's gonna be a What Happened episode on that soon.
Right. It should be.
But let's get into our topics. So I said the main topic is going to be Sonic centered, but there's just a little bit of new things that happened out this week. One, Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown got officially announced, and rumors had said leading up to it that it was going to be a PS Plus game for June, and it is, which is great because I cannot wait to jump back into that.
Right.
Me and Deontay know how fun that game can be.
Like, my first experience with Virtua Fighter was Virtua Fighter 4 on the PS2, and I still have my original copy in this box right beside me. Like, I can reach right here and grab it. It was fun. And I played with Brian, like, when we was at Cookman for, like, we played it for, like, 2 minutes, but it was fun.
I still have it installed on my Xbox now. Like, because it is a backwards compatible game. So the version I was on 360, you can play it currently on Xbox One or Xbox Series X. But this is just like a completely brand new port. Like new models, new features.
It's a remaster, essentially.
Yeah, it's essentially a remaster. Max, you was gonna say something?
Yeah, I said my first experience with Virtua Fighter was when I met y'all, and boy, it was hilarious. It was hilarious, but it was Virtua Fighter is a different game. It's a different type of fighting game. It's fun though. It's dumb fun.
Yeah, you can't come in Virtua Fighter thinking it's going to be like Tekken or Dead or Alive. It is a completely different set. To be fair, it's a very more realistic kind of approach to fighting. So it's like you don't really have a lot of the insane things going on, and it's like when characters like hit, you feel it, and like you can see the weight of the characters hitting the ground. Or if you do a move where like a wrestling move where you like get them in a headlock and come down, both characters get on the ground and they're going to stay there for a little while before they actually get out.
For a little while. And also the thing that was unique about Virtual Fighter games, especially when they started introducing wall. Usually in fighting games, when you go against a wall, when you're in a wall, you just hit it and you're stun lock in a corner against the wall and boom, that's it. But Virtual Fighter, since 4, I think they actually introduced grabs with walls, and they're very, very intricate looking moves. Like there's a whole move where the ninja Kage, he literally just gets like up on the wall on the railing and like does like some hand signs and holds a person's hand like he's like walking them out to dinner, and he just like does all this stuff and he jumps down and then flips them over. Like it's very intricate stuff that you don't see in other fighting games. I think like the only other game that has like very little wall grapples or wall specific moves is like I think Tekken Tag 2, and that was weird within itself. But Virtua Fighter 5 and the Virtua Fighter series, whenever they started introducing walls as a mechanic before they break and you can grapple off of them, that was like something kind of completely different from other games. Because I don't think Dead or Alive has like wall grapples either.
No, not at all.
And they've been out for a while, just almost as long as Virtual Fighter.
Yeah, it was basically like Virtua Fighter as a series basically inspired Tekken and Soul Calibur, and
yeah, it is the 3D fighter.
What was that one that was on the launch of the PlayStation? Battle Toshinden.
Battle Arena Toshinden.
What was that? PlayStation 3?
No, that was the original PlayStation.
Yeah, that's OG.
Oh shit. Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, that game a little rough.
and Tobal.
Oh yeah, Tobal. Or is it Tobal or whatever how you pronounce it?
Oh yeah, I don't remember, but yeah, one of those. And so that's what kind of, when Virtua Fighter came out, it pretty much established this is what a 3D fighter should be.
Right.
And it should evolve. And a lot of companies branched out. And then the 2D company, the 2D fighter places like Street Fighter and SNK, when they made their 3D fighters,
like EX.
it was not as good.
Right.
Look at the EX series. I mean, there's the people that like those games. They're not my particular cup of tea. It's 3D Street Fighter with some weird mechanics in it, and like the Maximum Impact SNK games, but they're not Virtual Fighter.
Right. But moving on, the other well, I don't know if you saw that, Deontay. They also announced Dragon Quest 3 2D HD remaster. Yes.
I forgot to mention that myself, and my mind was blown.
So
it's running on that Octopath engine.
Right.
This must have been that Sony thing. That when did this happen?
This was like a independent Square thing too.
Yeah, it was like a few days ago. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Like they're really, that style was really unique what Octopath Traveler did, and I'm glad Square is just like I'm glad Square is I'm glad Square is taking that style and like still using it in other games, because it's a very unique style and it looks like really cool visually.
It's very gorgeous. It's very pretty.
And I think, was it Dragon Quest 12 was announced?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's that. Then there was a state of play for Horizon Forbidden West.
I seen that.
Oh my god, that game looks gorgeous. I was very late to the Horizon fan base. I played Horizon Zero Dawn last year.
I still haven't played it. I've had it longer than you
Right,
have.
I'm saying you're more in it than we are. I don't even have the game. I haven't played Zero Dawn.
So I played through the whole thing. I didn't play through all of the DLC. I played like through half of the DLC. But essentially, it's an open world action game, and the original game did a great job of having this like vast open space, and like they'll give you objectives like, hey, you have to defeat this like 3-4 story monster or mechanical beast, and the tools that they give you have to be creative. So, you know, maybe you want to set a lot of fire to it. Maybe you want to try to use the like wires to bring them down. Maybe you find the weak spots. Maybe you take control of other machines. Like there's a lot of variety to the combat, and that's kind of what kept the game fresh. But even on PS4, that came out in 2017. It was a very good looking game, even on PS4 and PS4 Pro. But this, oh my God, it looks like a whole nother level. The amount of fidelity in the environments and how lush it looks, and the fluidity of the animations, and just like, even from a gameplay standpoint, there was a lot of brand new things like the gliding, like Aloy's melee, because Aloy's melee was kind of in the first game, but the melee combat is, you can tell, is much more improved. They also saw some like new weapons, like there was like a kind of like a sticky bomb that's used to slow down the enemies. Yeah. And the whole underwater section, that's a huge new thing, where like you have this whole underwater world and environment to, you know, explore. There's like enemy types and stuff like that. So it was Guerrilla Games is the developer. They're really like pushing this forward technically. And a lot of people were kind of like, hey, is this, a lot of people was hoping it wasn't going to come on PS4 so that it won't be bottlenecked, and so, you know, it could do the full power of the PlayStation 5. But at the end of it, they did reveal it is still, in fact, coming to the PS4. I don't know how.
I hope it doesn't pull a Cyberpunk. I hope it doesn't pull a Cyberpunk, boy, and where it's broken. I really hope it doesn't, because
I don't think Sony would do that.
Like, right.
But
still,
that thing is going to,
come on.
That thing is going to burn PlayStation 4s if it tries to run. Like
if it's trying, probably if it runs on like a base PS4 and then a Pro.
Oh yeah, that base PS4 is not gonna stand a chance.
Like if you play that bad boy on like the Slim, that Jones Prep is gonna be like, it's gonna be struggling. But if you play it on a 4, it's probably gonna be running how it should, but maybe a little bit less fidelity. And then if you play it on a 5, it's probably gonna run as intended.
Right.
The other thing that a lot of people kind of, you know, sussed out is that it does look to be running at 30 FPS, which the original game did do. I think if you put it in frame rate mode, I think it does a little better than 30, but it was definitely wasn't 60. I can tell you that much. It definitely wasn't 60. I pretty much just played the game in resolution mode, where you got the 4K on PS4 Pro. But yeah, still no release date. They said 2021 initially, but even after this presentation, they didn't label it as 2021. So I wouldn't be surprised if that jump comes out in like 2022, like early 2022.
You know, I honestly, since it is Horizon Zero Dawn, and it seems like Sony's trying to make like Aloy their new baby next to Kratos whenever Ragnarok comes out. If they delay it, I'm pretty sure everybody will be fine with that.
Yeah,
right.
Because people love the first game so much, so when this one comes out, people are going to be expecting huge improvements and for everything to be pristine and to the teeth. Right. And so if they just delay it and they like hit, you know, an impressive 4K 60, and you don't need any performance mode or any resolution mode,
That.
They delayed it and they put some work into it, I guess. And then that'd be cool.
Gonna need a PS6 for that.
Yeah, that's a lot of like if you haven't watched that in 4K, good God, it's a lot.
Yeah, I did, and I was like, because the stream even on the official PlayStation stream, like both of them, the Japanese one and the regular, the Western one, that boy was running at like 480, 30. I was like, what?
It would look really fuzzy. But
so, I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, I am too. And those are some chunky games because I think when I finally put down Horizon, I think it was like at 60+ hours. And
that is chunky for a single player game.
Yeah, because it's an open world game, so I pretty much did everything in there. I think I missed a few things in the campaign, but I pretty much did everything.
And you did beat it, right?
Yeah, I beat it. I just didn't beat the DLC. I got like halfway through the DLC before I got distracted with whatever else.
Gotcha.
All right, let's move on to our main topic, Sonic the Hedgehog. So we had the Sonic Central this week, which was a Nintendo Direct style presentation for all upcoming Sonic news. And yeah, Sonic is such a media house that he could legitimately have a Direct style thing and have a lot to announce.
Yeah, he's a big one of the biggest mascots. 35-year anniversary. Like Jesus.
Yeah, it's Sonic has his feet planted in a lot of different mediums. So
even
we'll go through a few of the things. So there's some new Sonic cameos in some upcoming games, like a super realistic Sonic costume in the Tokyo 2020 Olympic game.
I was like, what is I thought it was
I thought I was tripping. I thought this was like a meme. Like, did I tune into the wrong stream? Like, am I looking at the right thing? Olympics?
Bro, like,
oh my God.
Like he's competing. It's not him and Mario this time. It's just him versus us.
And versus real people, versus real human beings.
Like the thing is, in the Mario and Sonic Olympic games, it's like very anthropomorphic. It's cartoon characters, like, they're just like shiny and stuff like that. No, in this game, it is a guy in a Sonic costume running at full speed in that costume.
Doing the long jump, doing the pole,
right?
Doing shot put, like doing everything.
Bro, doing track and field, like it's so hilarious.
And it looks out of place, but you're like, sure, I guess only for the track and field section, but y'all have to put him in every other event.
Bro,
he's in everything.
The funniest part is when they're in the basketball scene. And like, he doesn't dunk the basketball, he doesn't shoot the basketball, he just aggressively throws the basketball at the screen.
And that was, bruh.
He's ready to compete. That's all I can say. He is ready to compete and get all the gold medals that he possibly can, since he can't get a Chaos Emerald or his own original game until next year.
So, also, he has a cameo in 2 Point Hospital, so Sonic's a doctor now.
Okay, if I told you guys that I knew what 2 Point Hospital was before that announcement, I'd be lying. But
not just him.
Oh yeah, Tails is in there, Knuckles is in there.
Knuckles.
They got little arcade. Can you imagine? Like, I don't know, you just got shot in your shoulder. And you walk and you make it to the ER and you just see a guy in a Sonic costume and he's like, all right, let me go patch you up. Just it is straight up.
I like to imagine it's not a suit and it's literally like a stretched out version of Sonic and Tails that's fit to be human size. So they're really talking to you, staring at you with those unblinking eyes.
With that one big Cyclops eye that happens to have two people.
Bro, if I seen that, if I got shot and went to the hospital and seen that, I'd be like, I'm about to die. This is where it ends.
Like, this blue hedgehog doesn't know what the fuck he's doing at all. He just doesn't. Oh no, there's a red enchilada coming to take my blood, please.
Oh my god, I love this. I love the Sonic franchise.
Bruh, so do I.
They
fully, I like how Sonic Team themselves fully embraces that Sonic is now a meme.
Yeah, they know he's a joke at certain points, so just like screw it. He's a doctor now. He also another Sonic cameo is going to be in Lost Judgment, which is a spin-off series for the Yakuza series. In it, kind of like the Yakuza games, there's arcades in there where you can play classic Sega arcade games. And the arcade game they have in there is Sonic the Fighters, which, I'm not gonna lie, I love Sonic the Fighters. It is a really fun fighting game. I don't know why you don't like it, Deontay. It's fun. I'm telling y'all, it's fun.
I have to disagree. No, it's not.
The game is great.
No,
Virtua Fighter, Sonic the Fighter.
Look,
pick your pick.
Again, thanks to backwards compatibility with Xbox, that's on my Series X behind me. It is installed on there, and every once in a while, just let me play a little Sonic the Fighters. Let me just get in there for a little bit.
Every time you do it, and I hear the music from the first stage, and when you play it, I cringe a little bit because I just think about all the horrors of how Mighty the Armadillo and Bean and Bark are trying to beat the shit out of each other for no reason.
Boy, and
there's nothing that prompts it. It's just they're just going at it, boy.
And the thing was, like, Sonic as a franchise was still its infancy when that game came out. I think it was like less than 10 years that Sonic was around, so they really didn't have a large amount of characters. So they had to make people like Bean and Bark. They had to pull out SBO.
Yeah. I forgot he was in the game. I didn't think he was a character back then.
Oh boy.
Who was that other? They had a hidden character in there too.
There was it was Honey the cat.
Yeah.
She was based off of a fighter in Fighting Vipers, which was like another 3D fighting game at the time that Sega did.
Oh yeah.
Fighting Vipers is actually really fun too. That's basically what Sonic the Fighters is based off of, is Fighting Vipers and the whole Mega Mix Fighters Mega Mix sub series and stuff like that. But yeah, I enjoyed the game, but it's good because, you know, unless you're an Xbox user, everybody else can't play that game, because it's not available on Sony consoles, like modern Sony consoles. It's not available on Steam either. So this would be.
It's on the PS3 store. I know that.
Yeah, but you have to have a PS3 to run it.
Yeah.
But so that's good that everybody else gets a chance to, you know, enjoy the greatness that is Sonic the Fighters.
Well, actually, I don't know, but it might be on this Sega collection thingy that came out. It's not.
It's definitely not.
It's not. Okay.
Because it was originally an arcade game. It got ported once on Sonic Gems Collection for GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox, and it didn't get ported again until that 360 PS3 version.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, it just fell into obscurity.
According to Wikipedia, it's available from the arcade, the GameCube, the PS2, the PS3, and the 360. That's it.
Yep. So it'll be available now on PS4. I'm telling you, it's on Sonic Gems Collection.
Oh yeah, okay, there we go. I was like, wait,
I don't know.
The other games that nobody wanted to play that were from Sonic.
Hey, Sonic CD was on there.
That's only what people bought it. Between that and Sonic R, if you were curious.
But Sonic Fighters is one of those, you play it one time to get a good laugh out of it. It's like, oh wow, they had a Sonic Fighter game, then you never play it again.
Yeah, you get that laugh out of it, and then once you finish with it, you're like, it's not even funny anymore. Like, this is dog shit.
This game isn't good.
This is not enjoyable.
What is this slander?
It's the truth. Cold hard truth.
All right. Moving from there, they showed off some new Sonic merchandise. We had like some Eggman robot playset from Jack Pacific.
That was pretty cool, actually.
Sonic
if I had a kid, I'd get him one.
From King Ice.
Oh yeah. You best believe I like not being an ass or anything. I am most definitely gonna get that Sonic and Tails chain.
Oh, I'm getting the
Both
Shadow
of them.
one. I'm getting the Shadow one, boy. So
You can say, "Where's my damn ice?" I want my damn ice around my neck.
So I looked on the website of King Ice. So they do a lot of actual sponsorships. They do like Nickelodeon, Xbox, and a whole bunch of other
Cartoon
companies.
Network, yeah.
And they're not bad price. Like they range from like $80 to $150. That's not a bad price for these chains.
Not at all.
So it's absurd, absolutely absurd, seeing Sonic completely iced out.
Iced out, both all of them. I'm surprised. You know, I'm actually surprised they didn't have an Amy chain too.
Yeah.
Not yet. Give him a minute. Not yet.
Maybe it depends on how well they sell.
God, imagine a frog one.
Oh God, not Froggy.
It's derpy.
You iced out, Froggy.
Yeah, it's derpy. Come around my neck.
Oh boy.
Oh my God.
That would be
Man, I love to see it. You love to see it, like
a
honestly.
Rouge and an E102 Gamma one.
Ooh, let's get a Blaze one.
Right, I would get that one in a heartbeat, boy. That Blaze shit, yes.
Would literally
Yeah,
be
silver.
in mass production, and it would be a stockpile of them because nobody likes silver.
You can get SVO.
SBO,
Yeah,
Mark.
Army.
Oh,
Eggman.
Vector, because Vector's already got chains, boy. Vector's already blinged
Right.
out.
So you get an iced out piece of ice. It's a literal alligator with a chain around his neck. So you can't. That's a win-win.
So
You can't go wrong.
He has like a little mini chain on the chain.
Yeah, it's a little mini chain on his neck, and you're wearing him. That'd be dope.
Okay.
That would work out.
Also, they revealed the Sonic Encyclopedia that's being produced by Dark Horse Comics. I definitely want to get this because I missed out on the 25th anniversary one, so I definitely want to get this. It's like, I think it's like 80 pages or something. Oh no, that's something else. But it's large. It's a lot of pages. It looks really nice, hardcover. There's a new 80-page comic from IDW. If you don't know IDW, that's the new comic publishing that's handling the new Sonic comics after they left from Archie. And I've read some of them so far. They literally take place after Sonic Forces, and
Okay.
the art is really good. It's very simple storyline, so it's not as like ridiculous as the Archie comics. They're keeping it pretty simple, but from what I've read so far, they do high quality work. And for the actual cover of that, they actually got one of the original Sonic artists from the early 90s who used to do all the early like Sonic promotional art with the old Japanese style of Sonic. So
Nice.
that album cover looks really, a comic cover looks really gorgeous. And 30th anniversary gold and silver coins, which I probably won't get, but it's
It
there.
depends.
Unless you're like some kind of avid Sonic collector, that's kind of
Right. That's definitely a collector's item. Where do you even buy that from?
So they announced all this stuff, but like none of them is available.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I've scoured. No, I've scoured King Ice's website too.
I can't get it.
Right, you can't get it yet. At least they did say it's coming out 2021 though. So
Yeah, all this is supposed to be coming out
later
this year. Yeah, all that's coming out this year. They just don't have any release dates, which we're almost halfway through the year. So kind of like tell us something.
Yeah, you
Sega.
gotta let us know, Cham. Right.
And apparently, well, I just looked at it, and like there has already been collector's coins before, and they seem relatively inexpensive. But these are limited edition ones that are completely different.
Okay.
Uh,
I don't care that much.
But
Yeah.
you wouldn't know what I would have loved. I would have loved if they re-released some of the old vinyls that they put out
Ooh,
for Sonic the Hedgehog.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have the
If they
Sonic Mania
re-released them,
vinyl.
yeah.
That one's really nice.
Specifically, the Sonic 3, so the Sonic 3 vinyl.
Oh, that's probably
That's
never
the
gonna
one I
happen.
did.
That's probably never gonna
Never,
happen.
never, never. You're never gonna find that again. But I can dream.
Gone.
I can dream. It's gone forever, but I can dream.
It's like winning a vinyl of like, I don't know, the Sonic Rush soundtrack, because that's gone too.
Oh yeah, that must be that must be a licensing nightmare.
Yeah.
So that was the merchandise stuff. So we also had some new game announcements. We had Sonic Colors Ultimate, which was literally a surprise to no one because it got leaked like a month ago.
Yep.
Sega can.
Good job, Sega. You know how to keep your mouth shut about everything, don't you?
Boy, these leaks, boy. So that got leaked. So have y'all played Sonic Colors?
Yeah.
I remember this fondly. At Cookman, when I still had my first 3DS, in my freshman year, and we went to the mall up the street from Cookman, and went in J.C. Penney's. For whatever reason, they had a very, very tiny, small section where they sold video games. I mean, it's like a small little kiosk, and they had Sonic Colors for the DS. That's the only version I played. And I stopped playing it after a week because it was dog shit.
Oh, come on. It couldn't be that bad.
Right.
Well, it wasn't that bad, but it was like, eh. And then
I
I
don't
just
think I've
got rid
ever
of it.
seen it. I didn't even think that version existed. Wow.
It's basically Sonic. It's basically Sonic Rush 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, Sonic Rush was the only, in my opinion, so the first Sonic Rush was the only good one. Sonic Rush Adventures, I think it was called.
Sonic Rush Adventures, all right.
I have both.
It wasn't the first one though.
It wasn't as good as the
Rush.
first one. Yeah. So yeah. That's funny because I have not played the DS version of Sonic Colors. I've seen footage of it. I just haven't played it.
Yeah, it looked. It just wasn't.
Oh, good.
catchy.
So you are in for a treat. Sonic Colors is really solid.
Yeah, it is.
It's
It's colorful. Hint the name. That's it.
It's okay. So take the kind of boost formula from Sonic Unleashed, as well as some 2D sections that they have in there, and that's basically the whole game. So there's really not a lot of filler. It's just straight stages. You don't have no hub world. It's literally just, all right, you finish the stage, here's the next one. And the art design in that game is gorgeous. Like even on the Wii, it looked so good, and that was on a standard def console. So seeing this possibly in 4K, well 4K 60, on PlayStation, Xbox, that game's gonna look gorgeous, man.
It's
Not to
gonna
mention
be
music.
Oh yeah, the music.
Oh yeah,
Per usual, yeah, the music. Yeah, per usual. I mean, it's a Sonic game. Of course, the music's good, but Sonic Colors, it's really good.
yeah. I was just listening to some of the music last night, and I was grinding Apex to no avail and losing repeatedly. But one of the during one of the matches, Planet Wisp showed up.
Planet Wisp.
Yeah. Yeah, with the chord in it. And Sweet Mountain.
Sweet Mountain, yes.
Yeah.
It's like literally a sample of like some kind of brass section being played from something, but then it's got like this groovy like surfing guitar section in it. That's like really it's a dope track. I really like it. I kind of like it more than Planet Wisp, honestly. The more I listen to it.
The main theme is very underrated. Reach for the Stars, I believe it is.
Oh yeah, I love it, bro. I love it.
Yeah. All the commercials.
Yeah, and it's not Crush 40, but whoever the artist is on there, they do a good job. It's like it's a very standard pop song from 2010, but it's still done really good.
Yeah, I'm looking at this article from NintendoLife.com where they're talking about it. and it said Sonic Limited Edition Birthday Pack is returning for his 30th anniversary. We only been waiting 20 years.
Oh,
That's all. It takes them that long just to re-release a game that people have been asking for almost
for the longest.
2 decades. For 2 whole decades. That's crazy.
Okay, it's not that long. The game came out like 2010.
2 decades. It feels like longer.
So with I haven't pre-ordered it because I'm waiting for the physical edition. Because I don't know if y'all remember it. If you pre-order it physically, you get the baby Sonic keychain from the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Did I miss that part? Was I did I skip past that part?
If you pre-order it,
Baby.
you get the little baby. Yeah, look it up. The baby Sonic keychain. That junk looks horrifying.
Where's the keychain?
Bro, it looks so ugly. It looks so ugly, and I'm going to pre-order just to get that.
So you got the keychain.
So I can have that thing. I'm just going to put it right beside my computer just so I can look at it. You know, wherever I'm feeling down. Max saw it.
Oh no! Oh.
Oh well, I can't believe it.
Wait, Deontay, could you share your screen?
Yeah, hold up. Because it definitely is a little bit of a sight to be. Oh wait, it's probably
Not what I was expecting.
on my screen. Remember, it was just showing that cursor.
Oh yeah, yours was messed up
Yeah.
for some reason. But yeah, that junk is.
It's a little bit of nightmare fuel.
Yeah, slick.
You know, I'm just gonna get it. Whenever I feel bad, just look down to the right and just start laughing.
It's like, this could be me.
Is this gonna make me feel better just looking at that thing?
Like, this could have been me.
So the next announcement, which I'm the most excited for, is the Sonic Origins collection, which has Sonic 1, 2, CD, and 3 and Knuckles.
Bruh, yes, that's everything I need. That's it. That's all. I've been waiting for this for God knows how long.
God.
Now, this one literally took them 2 decades.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know why this hasn't been done. I don't know why this hasn't been done earlier, bruh.
So the only ways, like literally before this collection, the only ways to play Sonic 3 and Knuckles, you can either buy the really crappy port on 360, which has some issues, like a lot of like technical issues for whatever reason. Like it's still on backwards compatible, but it has a lot of issues, especially with sound. You can find Sonic's Ultimate Genesis collection for the PS3 or the 360, but the catch is, you could either play Sonic 3 or play Sonic and Knuckles. You can't play Sonic 3 and Knuckles for whatever reason. Or you can buy it off of Steam. But that's it. You can't play it on PS4, can't play it on Switch, can't play it on, I mean, you can play the crappy version on Xbox, but that's it. So,
or you can blow the dust. You can blow the dust off the Genesis and pop that bad boy in. You can do that.
I think the DS version, didn't that one with the Sonic collection?
Yeah,
because I have that. And
it's
I know
also
you can play Sonic 3. I don't know if you can play Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Yeah, you can play Sonic 3 and Knuckles on there.
Yeah. They playing on the tiny screen.
Right, and they named it weird in that collection, the DS collection. They named it Knuckles in Sonic 3 instead of Sonic 3 Knuckles.
Yeah, it's dumb.
That's like Sonic 3 featuring Knuckles from the Sonic and Knuckles franchise.
Featuring Dante.
This is completely backwards. Like the special guest Sonic and Knuckles 3 and Sonic.
So if you like scope through the trailer, you see that in the trailer they show the widescreen versions of Sonic 1 and 2, which tells us as fans that means they're finally porting the Taxman versions of Sonic 1 and 2 and Sonic CD, which historically has been stuck on mobile phones. So like since those mobile ports came out, those are basically the definitive ways to play Sonic 1 and 2 and Sonic CD, but for whatever reason Sega never re-released them outside of cell phones. So they kept on re-releasing Sonic 1 and 2 on like various different platforms, but they were never the superior versions. They were always stuck on cell phones. So it looks like we're finally getting those. And the footage that we saw, however, was Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but it wasn't widescreen. It was still 4:3, which makes people think, oh, they're not going to have widescreen support or widescreen version. But shortly after that, Sonic media manager did go on Twitter and said, yes, Sonic 3 and Knuckles will be widescreen.
I feel like he did that as like, yes, it's going to be widescreen. Please stop fucking asking me. Leave me alone. God, we got it right. Just stop. Yes, it's going to be widescreen.
Yeah, which was the thing everybody's asking for, clamoring for. So, I'm super excited for that. For whatever reason, I think they said it's coming out in 2022, which I just don't understand how.
I mean, these games are old, man.
Sonic CD. How can you do? What's the problem?
What's the hold up? That's the problem. Maybe they're trying to get it just right. Maybe they're trying to get it just right. I hope these ports are worth something.
These games are over 2 decades. Oh,
yeah. Now these are legitimately over 2 decades.
Yeah.
To get right, that's not already right.
Now I am going to nitpick.
Just take the game and put it over there.
So I'm going to nitpick because why? Don't get me wrong. Sonic 1, 2, and 3, and Knuckles and Sonic CD, all fantastic games. Why is that all we're getting? Like,
that's all we deserve, apparently.
There's been multiple Sonic collections in the past that included, yes, even the bad ones. I'm gonna say it: 3D Blast, Spinball, Robotnik's Mean Beam Machine,
Sonic Drift 1 and 2.
Right, the Game Gear games. Look, some people like them, some people hate them.
Sky Patrol.
Shut up. That game does not exist. The good Game Gear games like Sonic 1 Game Gear, Sonic Drift 1 and 2. What was it? Sonic Chaos. No. Sonic Triple Trouble. Tales of Adventure. All these are like
some of them, but do you really want those though? You would think if you're a game designer, you don't want to re-release your bad games. You want them to fall into obscurity.
No, but
no, you don't.
Those games are.
You gotta play the bad games in order to appreciate the good ones.
Right, but they had some legitimately great games. But the thing is, those Game Gear games, again, it's in a situation where you can't play them unless you have a 3DS, and not all of them is in there, and or you have Sonic Gems Collection and Sonic Mega Collection Plus from what almost 20 years from now, 20 years ago when those games came out,
which are dumb expensive, probably.
And the other thing, where's Knuckles Chaotix? Like, why does Sega want to forget that Knuckles Chaotix exists? The game, the music in that game is...
Every time I see people talk good stuff about the game, but I haven't played it myself, but all the footage I've seen of it, it looks like a mess.
I played a little bit of it. I'm definitely not going to say it's up there with Sonic, the classic trilogy or anything like that. It's a game to be appreciated for having a new cast of characters, but the music, oh my god, the music in that game is phenomenal.
Who were the characters in the game?
It was Knuckles, Espio, Charmy, Vector, Heavy, Mighty. I think there's somebody else I'm missing.
It's about Chaotix, right?
Yeah, I think there's like 7 characters in that game. It's a lot. The game's
was that
weird.
the game that introduced? Was that the game that introduced SBO, Gex, and Gex?
Max, that is racist.
That's wrong.
Oh my god, Vector. Oh my god.
Dang, you called him Gex.
Oh man.
That's very offensive to all the alligators.
Oh my god.
You tried my dog.
This is like having breakfast at Sonic the Hedgehog's house. But But yeah, those three, Charmy, Vector, and Espio. Was that the game that introduced them?
Yeah, that's why we had the Chaotix team in Sonic Heroes, because they was from Knuckles Chaotix.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, I played through the game. I never beat it, but I like the game from visually. It's really gorgeous because it was on the Sega 32X, and they kind of really utilized the 32-bit processor on that console. So the game is very
the mechanic.
Bomb. Oh yeah, Heavy and Bomb. Those are the two weird ones. The game looks gorgeous. The music's fantastic. It is just the actual gameplay itself is like really rough, and the stage design is really weird. But at the very least, I still do think it's a game that should be still like played for preservation sake. Look, if they can constantly put Sonic 3D Blast on their collection, then put Knuckles Chaotix.
Point taken. Point taken.
Everybody wants to see Sonic in an isometric 3D plane, 2D and 2.5D plane.
And you know what? While we're at it, port Sonic 3D Blast, the Saturn version, because that's also never been ported. So we
remaster that soundtrack going.
Yeah, so we get that soundtrack.
Yes.
Also, for the record, a brand new copy of Sonic Gems Collection, $359.
Are you serious?
Plus shipping. It's still
300. You said 300.
300.
Wow.
$9 brand new.
But still.
If you want to use copy, that bad boy on eBay for like $20, $40.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So it's fairly inexpensive. But if you're trying to if you're a collector, it's very expensive.
Right.
Meanwhile, Sonic Mega Collection is very cheap. Oh, this is dummy cheap. Yeah, this is still like you can find this in like a mom and pop shop for like $10, $15.
Oh, okay, that's not that bad then. But so yeah, for whatever reason that's coming out in 2022. Okay, I would like them to add more if it's going to come out that late in a year.
Yeah, it's different from Sega. They're doing well this year. Leave them alone.
Okay. They got one game to celebrate Sonic's 30th anniversary. Whoopee.
I didn't even get a live performance from Crush 40 this year, so.
Well, that's coming.
Yeah. Somewhere.
Yeah, that's coming.
Yeah, it was like, we can't show you that today, but it's coming.
So, okay. But before we go into the next point, I do want to commend Sega, because they looked at the trash fire that was the 25th anniversary.
That bad boy.
And it was just like, look, we can never let that happen again.
Oh God.
We're gonna pre-record a video. We're gonna make sure this is contained. And
people are not allowed to be here.
Right? We don't want any fans yelling into the microphone.
We
don't want people stealing Crush 40's microphone and trying to sing the lyrics. To live and learn.
We're not gonna have somebody in a Sonic suit where he can't literally see in front of him and he has to be guided.
That was hilarious. It's like
we're not gonna have a random Hello Kitty show up and confuse the rest of the Sonic fan base.
That's right. That Sonic Hello Kitty collab, bro. That shit was hilarious.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
There was just a lot of things, but the only thing that we cared about at that point in time was Sonic Mania. That was the
highlight, bro. That was the highlight. Remember they had Crush 40 playing the music, then they started playing their own music, and no one gave a fuck.
The crowd went from to Pyramid Zone, the Pyramid Cave Zone, and Live and Learn. We got our original song. Let there be peace.
Sure.
All right, whatever.
But
just some more Sonic songs.
Right. So the last announcement was a teaser for a brand new Sonic game. And in there you kind of see Sonic like running through a forest. He does this like speed boost. He does this like weird circle thing, dashes out, and then we have this weird looking, I don't know, alien
bluish, pixelated blue effect on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because Sega is just so great with managing leaks, the name of the game was, so they didn't reveal the game in the presentation. It just said 2022 with those weird symbol. But Sega being Sega, somebody saw in
spoiler alert, just in case you don't want to be like.
Well, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'm just going to reveal the name. Okay. But the data for the actual video itself was literally called Rangers Teaser. And Sega themselves sent out a freaking press release to the media. And the first press release literally said Sonic Rangers in the press release, which again, they didn't actually name drop in the presentation. Then they resent a new press release taking out Sonic Rangers. So basically they confirmed that the game is called Sonic Rangers. There has been leaks on this as far as back as January, which now gives the January leaks some credence and some some validity to it being possibly being true. I'm not going to speak on that now. I actually did a separate video on that. I'll post that whenever, where I talk about that. But it's out there. So if you're one of those curious people who want to see what Sonic Team is working on for the new Sonic game based on the leaks, it's out there. But I say that to ask y'all this. Where do you want to see the Sonic franchise go? Like what path do you want to see the games take?
Me personally, majority of my good memories with Sonic is in the whole 2D era. That's why I'm excited about the whole Origins collection. Sonic Mania was an amazing thing, and if you don't know, there's a ton of great Sonic fan material out there too.
It's an enormous amount of fucking Sonic fan games.
Specifically talking about before and after the sequel, because those both are gems. Me personally, I want to see them do what they did with Sonic Mania, and I want them to have more fan inclusion.
Yeah. With
official Sonic anything, basically. Because we can clearly see that the fans are very capable. Sonic Mania is a masterpiece.
Right, and that's like, what, 99% fan.
Right. And you have, like, before and after the sequel, those games are great too. They don't have as much polish as Mania has, but they're still good games nonetheless. In the music, oh my god, the music.
Like, fans can create good Sonic music just as well as Sega themselves.
Yeah, it definitely has that Sonic seal of approval. One thing you can always rely on is Sonic having good music, and that definitely has the seal of approval. But that's my biggest thing, wanting to see more fan involvement.
Uh-oh. Did Max freeze for you?
Yeah. Oh no. That's sad. I mean, well, to piggyback off of what he said, yeah, there's a lot of different ways that the Sonic fan base could be included for, like, Sega to take the game series and the whole franchise to a different way. I mean, they've tried everything. They've tried RPG. They tried a Mario Party game with stupid Sonic
Shuffle.
Sonic Shuffle. I mean, what's next? We're gonna get I know I was joking about it in our group chat, but like the Sonic Ultimate Car Battle game, like, are they gonna try that or something next? I mean, and they've had a hit and miss record with the 3D games, whether it's the boost formula or not. Yeah. I would still like to see, me personally, I would still like to see another boost formula game that doesn't have a lot of BS filler content in it, and it has much more going for it, or at least another generations game at the very least.
The problem with that is that when you rely on the boost formula, it literally ends up being like less than 10 hours. Like you'll breeze through that game because it takes a lot for them to create those levels, and it's like, you know, they could be spending months and months and months on a single level, but to you as a player, oh, there he goes. But to you as a player, you burn through that stage in like what 2-3 minutes, especially if you know what you're doing.
Sonic Forces was a very bad example of that.
Oh man, some of them stages were like a minute.
Yeah, like they would look great, and when I was watching you stream it, and it was like, man, that looks cool, like the loops and all the you know, all the stuff going on around him, and you know, he's moving real fast, like he's supposed to. Oh, it's over.
Wow.
All right, back to playing with my Persona, with a gamer hat.
Persona.
Yeah, because that's what your character pretty much was, your custom character. Welcome back, Max.
Okay.
Oh, so he's on the phone.
Yeah. Does it still work on the stream? Does it still work on the podcast stream?
Yeah, you're still there. You just just vertical.
Well, yeah. My laptop said no, and it's not working anymore. It's just not. Discord will not work on my laptop anymore, so I'm not even gonna try to mess with it.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway,
so I'm just gonna be on my phone for the rest of it. Yeah, my phone was almost over anyway. 3 Sonic games is very hit or miss, as we've seen. There is the capacity for it to be good. Like Sonic Generations and Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Generations, Sonic Colors, those were all really good games.
See, he literally just said everything that I just said.
Right. Those were all really good games. But you know, you can miss too. Sonic Forces, dog shit. Please don't try to defend. That game was bad. That game was bad. Oh my god, I don't like anything about Sonic Forces, and that's a whole different discussion as to why. But I don't like that game. But yeah, it's very hit or miss. They don't have to really experiment with too much different, because all the experiment, as we can see, when Sega likes to experiment with Sonic, it always misses. It never hits. Sonic Lost Worlds, Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom.
Okay, well, to be fair, I'm going to defend Sonic Boom just on this aspect.
The 3DS version.
No. With Sonic Boom, there's like a really good video by Stuff We Play. He's a YouTuber, and he goes through like the history of Sonic Boom and why it came out the way it did. But the long and short of it is that the studio Big Red Button, they were planning to release that game on, at the time, the Xbox One and the PS4. And their engine that they was working on did not support the Wii U at all. And so the benchmarks they originally had for that game was supposed to be on harder performing hardware. Mm-hmm. But Sega at the last minute basically told them, you need to develop this for the Wii U because we made a deal with Nintendo that we're putting Sonic games on the Wii U. And so they had to move all the development resources to the Wii U, which couldn't handle the engine. And then they cut their dev time and budget and basically was like, we need this game out by this fall, when that game was like literally like 2 or 3 years away from being a quality release. It's very fascinating, that story on that game.
Yeah, I heard that also they had to change the story up too. It was supposed to be like an origin story on like Sonic and whatnot, but they had to switch that up like last minute. There's still like a lot of evidence of that in the game. They also had to cut some characters too.
Yeah, it's
a lot.
It's a lot.
About that.
Yeah, Sonic Boom was trash. Not really, because it wasn't really Sonic Team's fault. There's a lot put on them.
Well, it wasn't Sonic Team. It was Big Red Button.
Yeah, Big Red Button. Not my bad.
But if
Sonic Team
it wasn't really their fault.
We can do this one. This one.
Nonetheless, it's not a good game.
Well, in terms of me, what I kind of want from the franchise, one, at the very least, just bring back the Child Garden. Like, what are y'all waiting for? Why is that not in games?
Balan, Wonderworld. Supposed to get that in Balan.
Like they're too busy trying to like make other little things mascots, like that weird furry thing from Unleashed. Like he keeps popping up in games sometimes. I forget
Chip.
his name. Yeah, like go away. No one likes you. Go away.
And like,
you know,
sorry,
when they do when they did the Sonic Boom TV show, they tried showing those robots that are always with Robotnik, the red and the yellow
yeah, I like them. They're funny.
Like they're cool, but like no, just give us old stuff that we haven't seen in like forever. The Child Garden, please.
And like, I don't see why. You would think how popular mobile gaming is with microtransactions and you know, just outright bad business practices for the consumer. It is amazing that Sega has not created a mobile Child Garden game. You could fill that game up with microtransactions, and I'm pretty sure people would not care because
they would.
The Child Garden was such an integral part of the Sonic Adventure series, and it was just like that was the longevity of that game. You just kept on playing because you wanted your child to be good, and you wanted to, you know, max out their stats or whatever, and you wanted them to do these activities or whatever. But in terms of 3D Sonic, I talked about earlier, like I think you was out at the time, Max, but with the 3D stages, like the boost style stages, it's so hard for Sonic Team to do that because it will literally take them months and months and months to do one stage. But you as the player, you burn through it in like 2 minutes.
A couple minutes.
Right. And so, you know, they have years and years of worth of development for these games, and it ends up you can beat the game in like 5 hours. And, you know, when it comes to that, them trying to justify a $60, $70 purchase and having enough content, that's where the issue comes in. I would like to see them explore kind of like there's a fan game called Sonic Utopia where Sonic is put in a sandbox and he gets just kind of go wild and you know, kind of run around all over the place. I would like to see, you know, Sega trying to experiment with that, kind of like what Nintendo did with Super Mario Odyssey, and or refine what we had in Sonic Lost World, because Sonic Lost World was a lot slower, but they did have a legitimate more emphasis on they had a legitimate more emphasis on platforming and they at the very early part of the game, before the level design got kind of bad, they was very much focused on the level design and kind of having this nice world for Sonic to interact with and explore with. So that would be kind of how I would like to see that, and then maybe sprinkle in the boost style stages here and there. But to keep on going, the next question I had was, this may be a hard one or maybe an easy one. What is your favorite Sonic game and why?
Extremely difficult.
Yeah.
I can only think of two.
Well, okay.
Me personally, it's Sonic 3. Me personally, I'd have to say Sonic 3.
It's between 3 and Adventure 2 Battle.
God, where do we think alike? Yeah, it's it's between Sonic 3, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, and Sonic Mania for me. Like those three are constantly battling in my head, because it's like Sonic 3 was probably like the perfection of 2D Sonic, and like what you add with Knuckles, it is this large game, and still to this day it's the only game with Super Tails, Hyper Sonic, and Hyper Knuckles. And just the scope of the game, the little weird storytelling elements, and just exploring Angel Island,
it's so perfect.
It's pretty like much the perfect Sonic 2D experience.
I had plenty of memories with that. Not like everything about it, including the music too. Like all of it, it's so memorable.
As we were just listening to it before the podcast,
right?
Right.
In the worst version possible.
Right. We had the 8-bit version. But then, like, on the other hand, Sonic Mania, I love Sonic Mania from the standpoint of the history of Sonic and how it's such a good encapsulation of all the things that made 2D Sonic great while doing brand new ideas and things. But then Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, that's probably the Sonic game I played the most. Like the chows, the multiplayer was super fun. The ranking system caused you to try to like just to get a little bit better every time. They had a kart racer in there, like
for better or for worse.
For better or for worse, it's there.
It's there if you really want to play it.
I feel like Sonic Adventure 2 took all the elements of Sonic Adventure 1 and streamlined it. It just made it better. Like Sonic controls like a dream in Sonic Adventure 2. The Knuckles, his like stages are way better designed, and he feels better to manipulate and you know, use an environment. I like the shooting stages. Like I feel like the Robotnik and the Tails mechs are way better than how E102 feels and how he handled his stuff, and how they like tailored the, you know, all the stages to those specific playstyles. Because, you know, with Sonic Adventure, it was essentially Sonic. Well, yeah, it was shooting, but also it was just like everybody's stages in Sonic Adventure was just a manipulation of Sonic stage. But in Sonic Adventure 2, it was like a legitimate, like, hey, this is Robotnik stage, this is Shadow stage, this is Sonic stage. And, you know, that game has so much personality. That soundtrack is just amazing. The Prodigal Son returns. Right. It was just amazing, like from head to toe. And then the story, like I felt like Sonic Adventure 2 story was just the right amount of cheese, just the right amount of seriousness, where like, yeah, like people were going to die if they didn't like solve this problem.
Like death was on, people were on the precipice of death.
But at the same time, it still had goofy stuff like Sonic being in jail, like Sonic getting arrested,
dancing while he's behind the bar, because that scene looks really wonky because he's moving around in the.
But yeah,
like doing all that weird movement and stuff while he's talking to Amy. It looks funny. It looks real weird.
So
I like it. I like it a lot.
It's so hard to pick just one of them.
I'd say for me, it's gonna definitely be. For me, it's gonna be 3 and Knuckles. And only reason why I say that is because even though I put in way more time into Sonic Adventure 2, and I've never like 100%ed Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I think Sonic 3 and Knuckles was like the one game that literally solidified that I genuinely enjoy this character. He's cool. I love all the music about it. I love all the sprite work, the art direction of each stage. It feels like you're actually going to a plethora of different areas. Like no 2 areas except for maybe like, I don't know, Sky Sanctuary almost kind of feeling too similar to what's the zone before the final zone in 2? Launch Space? I'm not Launch Space.
Metropolis?
Nah, after Metropolis.
You're talking about the yeah, I know what you're talking about. What is that zone called? Sky Chase.
Yeah, that. Because I don't like Sky Chase, and that's why I kind of don't really like
Sky Sanctuary.
So, because it's like that one and done thing. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like. But Sonic 3 is was one of those experiences where when I was younger, it stuck. Like if somebody took like some Elmer's glue and like turn it into like some kind of putty or something that would stick to a wall and it's supposed to stay there, like it stuck. Like that's one of those gaming experiences that I will never forget. Like the first time getting a Chaos Emerald. You don't get no Chaos Emeralds in Adventure 2, so you just kind of feel like
not at all.
And when you get all of them, you legitimately feel overpowered. It is an amazing feeling to get the 7 Chaos Emeralds and just like not even be hypersonic or hyper Tails and Knuckles. just getting the 7 Chaos Emeralds and just being unstoppable until you run out of rings.
And also like you had to search for those things. Like you had to actively.
You did. They weren't.
It's a whole other game within the game.
Like you had to find them. You had to actually like try different things out, try different paths, and like that game was very multi-level. There was so much stuff to do in just one stage.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Like just the way it was structured,
Perfection
like,
in Sonic gaming.
Wise, like they purposely did it so that way. Hey, maybe and you may have messed up that special stage. There's another ring somewhere in the stage. You just gotta find it, and then you can do it all over again. So I like that it gave you choice. If you could find the choice, if you knew the stage well enough.
Max,
and you know, like
your computer is struggling.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It's trying it keep okay.
Nice. That's wonderful. We're keeping that in, right?
Oh yeah. He's just like it, and then immediately leave.
It's like me yanking out the cartridge of Sonic 3 when I get to the launch base zone and I can't beat the fun apart.
Oh man. Welcome back, Squire.
I don't know why I'm having so many tech issues. This laptop's a piece of garbage.
So yeah, for me it's Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Yeah.
Like,
I gotta say that too.
Like, I love the Child Garden to death. And I love how, you know, how Sonic 3 is as a game for it trying to be cinematic and try to make stakes bigger, but Sonic 3 and Knuckles is very simplistic. You get the story without really having to understand anything about what the character, who the characters are. Like as a child, a kid can understand Sonic is blue and he's good. Knuckles is red and he might be bad. But the guy that's a literal egg, he is terrible. You need to get rid of him. He's trying to get rid of me, the blue guy. And that's how my brain functioned. It was very simple. So it's a very simple concept, and that when you break it down, it's very complex in nature. Along with, you know, just everything else about the game being very, very, very iconic. Music, art direction, everything.
Most definitely. What is a Sonic game you like that's not exactly the biggest in the spotlight? I gotta say, I love the Sonic Advance games. Oh my goodness.
Yes. Sonic Advance 2.
I was gonna say fuck Sonic Advance 1, but Sonic Advance 2, yes.
me in particular, Sonic Advance 3, because that's where most of my memories are at.
I haven't gotten to 3 yet. I'm still playing it.
Sonic Advance 1. Sonic Advance 1, you just have to. It's good. You just gotta kind of power through some areas.
It's slow. It feels
it's
so
very slow.
Ruggish. I like 2 is the one I've played the most, but 3, like, I know it's like a better game. It's just more. If 3 is more of 2, just with extra stuff in it, kind of, sort of. And there's 3 acts per stage.
I never played the first 2.
Oh, really?
Did you have to find the chat? No, I haven't. I've seen them. I've seen plenty of the gameplay. I've seen the games, plenty of them, but I've never played them myself. I played the entirety of Sonic Advance 3. Even I don't think I ever 100%ed it, but I got close. I got really close. Did you had to find the Chow? Because they were hidden around the map, so you can unlock. That was Sonic Advance 3. You had to find the Chow on different maps. Let me tell you how hard them little fuckers were to find, bro. Oh my god, they hit those guys so well in the maps. And bro, I remember it was the last set of stages. I for the life of me could not find those Chow. And you can still pick. You said what? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. You could, of course, you could be Sonic Tails and Knuckles. And of course, the Knuckles can glide, Tails can fly. So you can get to other places where Sonic couldn't get. Even still with that, I was going out of bounds. I was finding ways to get out of bounds. I was doing the most. And
So you were cheating.
Not. I wasn't cheating. I was exploiting. There's a difference. But I, for the life of me, could not find those Chow. They were so hard to find. It was a great feature by all means. I love like hide and seek stuff that actually makes you look, that actually gives you a hard time. It's great because that means they put some effort into it. They didn't just plop them in random spots on the map. But yeah, it was so satisfying when you finally found them, man. Oh my God, I loved it. I loved it. And those bonus stages that you got from finding them were hard as shit.
Yeah,
they were really good, but they were hard, boy. They were hard.
That's one of the reasons why I didn't complete Sonic Advance 3. I'm gonna go against the grain with this one. I'm going to say Sonic Battle. It's not a traditional Sonic game. It's kind of like a fake Smash Brothers party fighting game type thing. Just like
it's not even that advanced. It's so simple. It's button mashing.
It's button mashing, right. But I like the scope of the game. I like the scope of the game. Like each character had their own campaign. There's like an overworld where you had to like find areas, interact with other characters. It had a pretty meaty story for a Game Boy Advance game. The sprite work in there is gorgeous. I love the design of that game.
Most definitely.
And
it's real edgy. But I mean, that's like one of the edgiest.
Boy, it is.
Yeah.
Boy, the music was edgy. The music was edgy too, boy.
But like, also
everything is very gritty.
Also, the game had like a whole suite of multiplayer mini games. That
it did. It had Minesweeper in it. That was the only one I could play because that was the only one that didn't require people.
Right, like it had like a bunch of mini games that you had to require people to play with. But another aspect I don't think gets enough credit is the customizable character. I think it was Emerald or Emerald.
Yeah,
Emerald.
Okay, Emerald. And
you can make them.
You can make him fucking busted. You can make him overpowered, boy.
There was a whole subsection of that game where you collected cards, and that cards were like characters' moves and abilities and colors, and you can customize them as much as you want. Like there became a whole meta game. Right, it became a whole meta game just trying to find XY characters stuff and like creating your perfect like character out of that.
Your perfect fight. You can change things that said like jab 1, jab 2. It goes as complex as that. That's crazy. In such a simple fighting game, they give you so much complexity with a custom character. Then you make him fuck busted. You make him one button and then you win the game. And like, it's crazy.
You could give him like healing properties because I think some of the characters could heal differently. And their specials, like their super moves or whatever they were, you could put any of the characters' super moves onto him. So you could have Sonic, Shadows, and Knuckles all on one character, and it would be pretty busted. And
even for a Game Boy Advance game, that roster was huge. You had Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, Rouge,
Shadow,
Amy, E102.
I think.
No, I don't.
No,
not Eggman.
They had cream. They had cream in there too.
Yeah,
right?
cream. Chaos.
Cheese is a weapon. Cheese was a weapon.
Yeah, that game was just packed full of content. I remember really enjoying Sonic Battle. Deontay, what about you?
I would say, and from the little bit of it that I played, but I never hear it get talked about really. And this probably goes along with some of the other portable games, and I'm not sure how they are. But Sonic Rush.
Oh yeah.
Specifically the first one.
The original Sonic Rush, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Sonic Rush Adventure is pretty good, which is aka Sonic Rush 1.5.
Sonic Rush 2.
Yeah, but Sonic Rush 1, man, that bad boy on the DS, it runs super well. The sprite work is godlike, and it introduces like one of the coolest characters in the Sonic franchise that rarely gets any other extra, like, you know, fandom.
Exposure.
I really don't. Maybe I just don't read into it that much. But Blaze, like Blaze,
She
is cool.
is in the comics. Blaze is definitely in the comics.
Oh, okay.
But she's not in the main games that much outside of Rush, basically.
I
She was in-
think
was
she's
she
in
in-
06.
She was on 06,
Was she in
yes.
Forces? She's in 06. Was she in Forces?
If she was, she's just a
No.
minor. She wasn't?
I don't remember seeing her ever.
I know she's in Generations,
Okay.
just like in a side, somewhere off in the side.
Probably at that party at the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
And then just-
she's a big. Yeah, she's a pretty big character in 06 though.
But yeah, like that game is quite good. Like even for the hardware of the DS itself, like the boss stages were 3D.
Yep.
And it wasn't terrible 3D at all. Like that, it looked really good.
And it was early 3DS. It was 2DS. It
Yeah,
was early
like,
DS. It was like 06 or something.
Yeah,
that's
so-
DS Lite era, boy.
And sometimes, you know, the DS boy can struggle with some of those 3D models and textures.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But Sonic Team, they did a fantastic job at that game and trying to make, you know, make whatever the enemy is supposed to look like what it should on that hardware. And that soundtrack, boy, oh
yeah.
oh, that soundtrack. I mean, even though you have to, in order to get the real version of the soundtrack, you had to buy the special edition that had the like the FLAC file and the MP3s of the actual stage music, because the DS sound card is not the best.
Yeah.
But it can pump out some tunes from some games, but when you hear the way the soundtrack is actually supposed to sound from the composer of Jet Set Radio, yeah, it's a good combination of a good 2D classic style 2D game that had a boost formula in it in a 2D form.
Yeah, I think that was the
It
first.
has a boost formula in a 2D form.
I think that was the first game to have boost.
It doesn't really show up in any other 2D games other than the PSP.
It doesn't.
I think that was the first game to have a boost in it, to be honest.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, because Sonic
might be
Rush
right.
came in like 06, but Unleashed didn't come out to like 08, 09, something like that. So I believe that was the first game to have the boost.
Bro, there's not many games, especially ones that have to do with speed, that make me want to do the time trial and actually like work my hardest at beating those maps as fast as I can. But
Right,
Sonic
to get
Rush
better.
was one of those games. Right, Sonic Rush was definitely one of those games. I like playing as Blaze more than I did Sonic. She was a bit slower, but it was fun.
So we're going to wrap up. I just want to pose one final question. What is your favorite soundtrack from a Sonic game?
That's even harder.
That's actually
even harder
impossible. I'm sorry.
Damn, that's a hard question.
I'm going to do an easy
The
cop-out
original
answer.
three-
I'm going to say Sonic Mania. That's going to be an easy cop-out answer for me.
That was it. That did have good music.
That is a very easy cop-out answer.
Because
but
it
I
has
don't
T.
like
Lopes.
the soundtrack.
It has T. Lopes music in it, but it also has a lot of classic music too.
Yeah, like he had some original stuff in there, along with the amazingly remastered and reimagined classic songs. But the only problem I have is that some of the original songs, like Press Garden, I don't like. So I can't say that. It needs to be a soundtrack where almost literally every song in the game I love.
Sonic
3.
Sonic
No,
3, and like I might just say Sonic 3 again. Sonic 2 has some bop. Sonic 1 has some. That's hard.
It's so
That's
hard,
not
right?
an easy question.
like a way. That's what's kind of about it for me.
You said
There's only
Sonic
been
1?
so many times I can hear da 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 da. And I'm like, oh my god, okay.
But it's classic. That's like the original Pokemon theme.
Unless it's T.
it's
Lopes' version when he actually changed the second act, and it was amazing.
If they were official games, I'd say like Sonic.
But yeah,
Before the
that
sequel.
dun 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 dun
I gotta say, if Sonic after the sequel were official Sonic games, those would be my
Yeah, those are yeah, most definitely, bro. Those. Oh my god! If anyone's gotten this far in the video, check those soundtracks out. You won't regret it.
Please, it's T-Lopes, Funk Fiction, who's another like even his Sonic related stuff his non-Sonic related stuff is awesome. Funk Fiction, and another guy named James Landino. The three of them worked on that soundtrack, and boy,
it's good. They hit after hit.
Other teams just need to go ahead and hire them permanently and just let June just take a break and crush.
Please.
All right, so
me and Sonic 3.
We're gonna go ahead and wrap up. Any final thoughts? Anything else you wanna get off your chest, get off your mind?
I hope to God this new Sonic game does not blow ass, bro. I need a good Sonic game. That's it. That's what I'm asking. Sega, please. Sega. Look at me. Don't let this game blow ass, please. Oh my God.
I mean, but it's free real estate for them, because if it does blow ass, it's gonna blow up, boy, because it's gonna be popular and everybody wants a bad Sonic game for the wrong reasons.
Sonic Forces was Sonic Forces. When I seen that they were having a dark story, I was like, oh, customized with characters. I was like, oh,
and then Sonic died,
including all the characters. Oh, new villain. A new villain. Whatever. It links to Sonic Mania. It's directly connected with Sonic Mania. Oh my goodness gracious! How could this game go wrong?
And it did, real fast, quick, in a hurry. I mean, I guess I'm still waiting on my Sonic and the Secret Rings too.
All right.
You know, that'd be pretty good. You know, I think we need to take the Switch Joy-Cons, and
I often forget about those games.
We can open up the storybook series all over again, instead of doing a Middle Eastern like Aladdin and a mythical like Sonic and the Black Knight or whatever. We can do Chinese lore, or we could do Norse mythology or Greek mythology. Imagine Sonic fin dashing through Greece trying to get to Plato and talk to him about philosophy. I think we get the podcast right there. I mean, just think me later. Don't thank me later. Yeah, thank me later.
All right. All right. So, if you've been rocking with us this long, thank you for watching this long. This has been Sound Test Podcast number 4, and we'll catch y'all on the next one.
Peace.